All right, well, today we're starting into geometry and we're finally getting out of some of that, just the MBT numbers and operations, and we're actually going to be going into some geometry. And we're starting off with MAFS5 MD33, which recognize volume as an attribute of solid figures and understand concepts of volume measurement. Okay, and we're specifically going to be working with a cube. Remember, a cube is like a square, but a square is a two-dimensional. Once you go three-dimensional, and you actually have a length, a width, and a height, because a square only has length and width. When you add the height, you get that third one, and you end up with a cube, which has six sides. Okay, and that one unit is called a cube, and is said to have 1 unit of volume, or 1 cubic unit, and can be used to measure volume. Okay. Now, our lesson objective is I will explore volume by building with and counting unit cubes. Okay, so let's take a look at some definitions we need for today. First one's volume, and we know that's the amount of space that a substance or an object occupies, or that is enclosed within a container. Now, we're going to be dealing with just cubes and counting how many cubes some structure are made of. Okay, now cube, as you can see with the red one right there, a cube is a symmetrical three-dimensional shape, either solid or hollow, contained by 6 equal squares. Because if you looked at all four sides, they're squares, and the top and bottom are squares. So that's what makes it a cube. Now, a cubic unit is denoted a unit of measurement equal to the volume of a cube whose side is 1 centimeter of linear unit. So in a second here, I'm going to measure it for you so you can see exactly what we're talking about there. Make sure you copy these definitions down. There's not going to be a lot of notes today, so I would really suggest that you make notes, and this is kind of like what you're going to have to do when you get in higher grades. You're going to watch the video, and there's not going to be a lot of things for me just showing you a model this time, so you're going to have to take your own notes on what you see, okay? But remember, you need the lesson objective, you need the standard, and I would put these definitions in whatever information you think is relevant, okay? All right, let's get started. Now let's talk about unit cubes. This right here is a unit cube, okay? If you look at this, what I have, this is a centimeter ruler, okay? Each one of them blue things is exactly 1 centimeter. If I take this cube and put it down here, you can see that it is exactly 1 centimeter long. Now, if I turn it on its side, since it is a cube like a square, it is also 1 unit tall, and it's also 1 unit wide. So that is why this unit of measure right here is actually 1 cubic unit, okay? Because it is 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. Now, when we're talking about volume, we're actually about a unit of measure, and we're wanting to know how much space something occupies, okay? And just like we talked about this cube right here, the matter that it takes to make this is 1 cubic unit, okay? So it'd be kind of like trying to see how much liquid would be held in a liter of soda, 1 liter of soda. Okay, so that is a measure of volume. It's how much something holds or how much space it takes up. Okay, now let's take this grid we have here, for instance. Notice I've shaded in 4 boxes. Now, when we're looking for area, we know area equals length times width. Okay, and we can see that this area we have 2 units going this way and 2 units going this way. So area on this one would be 2 times 2, and that would give us 4 units squared. And it's squared because it's length times width. Okay? So if I took some of these volume cubes, and I'm going to put it right here on these centimeters. Okay? And if you notice, it actually took 4 units. I can get them all together here. 4 units to cover that. And that would actually be 2 times 2, and it's 4 units. Now that would be area. Now, let's think about this like a building. Okay, this is the first floor of the building. So I had 2 times 2, but I only had 1 floor. So if I was talking about volume, and I want to know how much volume that floor had, that'd be length times width times height, which equals 2 times 2 times 1 floor would be 2 times 2 is 4 times 1 is 4 units cubed. And cubed is be 3 because it's a 3-dimensional measurement now. Okay? And since we know that this is a 1 centimeter cube, it would be 4 cubics or centimeters cubed. Okay? Because we know each side is 1 centimeter. Now, let's say that I was going to add a second floor to this building. Okay? If you notice, the base is still 2 times 2. But when I add my second floor now, my area on my base has not changed. Okay? The base is still 2 long times 2 wide, but now instead of only having 1 floor, I have 2 floors. So the height is now 2. So my volume for this would be 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2 stories, which now gives me 6 centimeters cubed. So the volume means that it would be, excuse me, not 2 times 2. I added them. See, I made a mistake there, right? Because 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8 centimeters cubed. And let's count them. We know there's 4 on the bottom floor, and there's 4 on the top floor. And that gives us 8 cubic centimeters. What if we were to add a third floor on this? What do you think it would be? Well, the first floor still had 4. The second floor has 4, and the third floor has 4. So 4, 8, 12. So now our volume is 2 units wide times 2 units length times 3 units tall. And 2 times 2 is 4 times 3. So now we have 12 centimeters cubed. So we know in order to fill that, let's say that was a box, we would be able to put 12 boxes inside that one box. Okay. Now tomorrow, what you're going to be doing is you are going to be building different units like this. And you're going to be counting cubes. And you need to understand that this one unit is 1 centimeter cubed. Okay, because it has length of 1 centimeters, height of 1 centimeter, and a width of 1 centimeter. Okay. All right. So when you come in tomorrow, we're going to be using these cubes, and we're going to be making some different arrangements. Okay. All right. See you tomorrow.